1950s and represents the initial reintroduction of Montessori to America. He was so impressed by what he saw that he came back to Cincinnati determined to begin a Montessori class for 3 to 6-year-olds in his own school. Because of my respect for his judgment, I decided to take another look at Montessori, particularly with my 3-year-old daughter in mind. I met Hilda Rothschild, the Montessori teacher who was to direct the class, and was favorably impressed by her. When Bill Hopple asked if I would serve as her assistant for the year, I agreed. My husband and I then entered our child in the class, feeling that if something happened in the classroom we didn't approve of, we would know it immediately and could withdraw her. Like most parents, we are cautious when it comes to our own children. What followed in the days ahead was beyond any imagining or expectation I could have had. There were 16 3- and 4-year-old children in the class, only 4 of whom were girls. They had not been pre-selected by the teacher. In fact, she had not seen them until the day school opened. Some of the children had special problems. Perhaps some of the parents who were interested in this class were looking to a new form of education for answers, either to their children's problems or to inadequacies in themselves as parents. What seemed so amazing to me that fall was the teacher's constant reaching out to the children and the responses she aroused in them. She persistently called them away from aimless, destructive, sometimes chaotic behavior and towards something in themselves that seemed to pull them together, to bring them into focus, and to free them for a constructive response to their world. Because of the personal integration they achieved, the atmosphere in the classroom was spontaneous, joyful, and purposeful. There was a peace and freedom from tension there that seemed to release the children to live their lives to the fullest. The ways in which Mrs. Rothschild helped the children to create the unique environment in the classroom particularly impressed me. I should say, first of all, that she is an unusually wise and experienced teacher. Having trained under Dr. Montessori in France and taught in Montessori schools there, she fled to the United States when the Germans invaded France in World War II. In America, she became interested in special education, receiving a master's degree in this field from Syracuse University. She had taught a variety of classes for young children for 20 years before taking a refresher course in Montessori education in the United States and becoming once again the teacher of a class recognized and defined as Montessori. Her approach to the children in the classroom could be summed up by one word: respect. She accorded to them the dignity, trust, and patience that would be given to someone embarked on the most serious of endeavors and who was, at the same time, endowed with the potential and desire to achieve his goal. There is much lip service, of course, paid in traditional education to the concept of respecting young children, yet it was obvious to me that what I was observing was something very different from anything I had seen before. This teacher seemed to have the knack of being inside a child's skin. She absolutely knew how deeply he had been hurt by some slight, or how frustrated he felt when he was unable to make his needs known. Because she trusted his ability to tell her what was troubling him, she was constantly in a listening state. No matter how occupied she was with one individual child at a time, she was alert to the others. The antennae were always out. As one person observed after watching her class, "Why, that woman has eyes in the back of her head." She had an uncanny way of never letting herself get backed into a corner with children. No situation was allowed to deteriorate into a show of authority in the "it's you or me" sense, a battle the child must always lose, and which causes him to lose some of his self-respect as well. She was a master of the light touch and had a magical way of appealing to the imagination and love of drama in young children as well. She could close her eyes when the classroom seemed to border on the chaotic side, perhaps turn out the lights and stand as a statue caught in action, and either through silence or a whisper help the children to reorient themselves so that they were both calmer and more alert to the world outside themselves.